So now that we've got autocomplete set up for our XML files, we can actually start writing the XML configuration to create a simple bean and place it into the Spring container. So let's take a look at this now then. So first of all, we need to create a bean. So we're going to use the bean tag. So I'll put that in here, and we need to give it an ID, and we need to give it a class as well. So we'll fill those out in a second, but basically your wiring files, oh by the way, this Spring configuration file, sometimes it's known as a wiring file. These files typically would have different beans declared in them, and beans could have references to other beans which are so-called dependency injected into them as well. So we'll see that later on, but for now let's just get rid of that, and let's create an actual Java class that we want to be managed by the Spring container. Also, let's get rid of this as well, just keep things clean. So if we go into here and do new Java class, and let's just create a class called myService. Imagine this is just a service class that does some important work. Let's just create a method on here, public void, do something, and just put out a print message here, doing something important. Okay, this is a service that we want to have managed by the Spring container. So what we can do now is we can take this package name here and use that to give the fully qualified class name of the service. So it'll be com.zension.training.demos.myservice. And we're going to pop this into this class part here. And it's my service. We can also just take that, like we said before, just copy that from there. And now we've got the full class name. So the fully qualified class name of the service that we want to have the Spring container manage. And we can give it an ID as well. So we could just call it service for now. It doesn't really matter for the purposes of this demo. We just want to basically know that we can create an instance of the Spring container, have a configuration file that creates the bean that it's going to manage, and then be able to get that bean from the Spring container itself so that we know everything's kind of working together. So that's how you can configure a simple bean using the XML configuration. And in the next video, we'll see how we can actually use it when we explore Spring instantiating this and then us retrieving it from the container.